As at now, 60% of Kenyans are supporting my bill, 40% are opposing. As the usual triangulations, Mr. Speaker, in terms of SMSs, in terms of WhatsApp, in terms of even Facebook updates.
Make use of the flow of the House, push the agenda of your political formation, push the agenda for your government at every platform. I will not ask anybody not to say whatever they want to say, but on matters changing the Constitution.
Oh my God!
I may not be your best, and I don't claim to be, but I'm the one you have.
I saw in Nation newspaper today. It's very unfortunate. Even data protection, Mr. Speaker, I have been a victim for the last 1 week. My phone has been called. I have received insults. I have received praises. As we talk today, my phone, Mr. Speaker, has over 12,000 messages, SMSs. I have close to 20,000 WhatsApp, Mr. Speaker. I have received so many phone calls, and there is a data privacy breach that no one is addressing, Mr. Speaker. And they are salameering me. By the way, I want to report to the House on all those, even the email of Senate is approaching 500,000 email that reacted to my bill, Mr. Speaker. And Kenyans are 60-40. As at now, 60% of Kenyans are supporting my bill, 40% are opposing. As the usual triangulations, Mr. Speaker, in terms of SMSs, in terms of WhatsApp, in terms of even Facebook update and social media, both in X account, Mr. Speaker. So I want to agree with Senator Crystal that the issue of data privacy should be protected.
So I think it's obvious who Senator Cherargei is allied to. And I think it's obvious no one will resist, or no one wouldn't want an increase in his term limit. So it's obviously something that Ruto wants, but he doesn't want to accept it immediately. He wants to see the reception. And you can see the arrogance in which Senator Cherargei is pushing the bill. He's saying that 60% of Kenyans, those of who sent the 500,000 messages, were people agreeing with that's the narrative he's pushing. So that's his own public participation. And you and I are sure that most of those people who were sending those messages, there were people denouncing it. So out of the 500, I feel like 99% were people opposing it. He had a good argument for it, which I'll place here, which he was arguing that it's more expensive to run elections. Yes, it's expensive to run elections, but it's also expensive to sustain parliament. So if we really want to cut the budget, we cut the parliament first, we do away with it, then we'll bring in the 7-year term.
They told us there is no money to increase for UHC doctors or JSS, but they are quick to increase money for us members of parliament to create discontent and fuel the country into discontentment of members of parliament, Mr. Speaker.
But here's what Ruto had to say.
A member of parliament position is a very premium position. Don't squander it. As I told you before, make use of the flow of the House, make use of any other fora to make sure that you push the agenda of your political formation, you push the agenda for your constituents, you push the agenda for your government at every platform, including, of course, the premium position of the flow of the House. I will not ask anybody not to say whatever they want to say, but on matters changing the Constitution, I want to tell you that the discussion on changing the Constitution for parochial, selfish, personal matters is no space to go. I want to be very clear that as president, I will not participate in mutilating the Constitution for purposes of serving selfish, personal, parochial interests. The same way we opposed BBI, because it was meant to achieve selfish, parochial, personal interests.
When it comes to breaking the constitution and creating new things and creating the biggest changes, Ruto is the biggest culprit. Because from housing levy to now the SHIF thing, like he's always been changing things and introducing more different things. The university funding model, like it's changed a lot. So what tells you that he doesn't want the 7-year thing? And we all know one thing about Ruto is that whatever he says today, he'll do the opposite. We all know what he said about Gachagua.
It doesn't just depend on yourself.
I want to tell you that I will not allow, for example, my running mate or my deputy president to be humiliated by junior staff. I would not want a situation where clear responsibility. In fact, I have said it as much, and I have committed myself in writing that there are responsibilities my deputy will carry.
What did he do finally? So you can't take his word for anything. So he might be saying that he's opposing it, and he's fronting his friend to push the agenda. Because we've all known over and over time that Cherargei is his close ally. Cherargei is his friend. Cherargei is always on his side. So all this is not just for Cherargei to gain more time in parliament. It's also for his friend to be in power for a longer period of time. So it might go to referendum or it might not, but it's something that they keep pushing it. This is the first time they brought it in. But now there's one thing I always wonder whenever there is something too controversial being brought in parliament. They're always looting something. Whenever there's something controversial in parliament, they're always looting something or they're evading something. So with now, the court have just declared that the finance bill or the financial act was legal. And now the other thing on the news is also the 7-year plan. So we are diverted. Our attention is diverted. The same thing they did with Gachagua. While we were focusing on Gachagua, a Danny deal was happening, and also the SHA thing was happening. The university funding model, I think that's when the Gachagua thing had started. We focus on the Gachagua thing, we let it go.
Tonight, the High Court has ruled that the Affordable Housing Act 2024 was enacted constitutionally, rendering the housing levy as constitutional.
So for the affordable housing, it underwent the same fate. We fought it through all the processes. We took it to court, and just recently, they said that it's legal. It's legal. Same with SHA. We took it to court. People fought. Eventually, they said it's legal. So the judiciary, the executive, and the parliament, they've all messed us up. Like it's just a matter of time. And they know that if you postpone something long enough, Kenyans forget. They become less angry. Then finally they accept it. That's the same way the 7-year term thing will be postponed, will be taken to court over and over again. Then finally the court will rule in favor of it. It's either we go to a referendum or we just accept it. And that will be our fate.